Greetings. Today, the moon continues in Taurus. So we have an earthy mood of the day. And today, I'd like to share about making room for delight. So we had the Taurus new moon yesterday, and the reset point of the new moon gives us this opportunity to set our intentions and clarify how we want to move forward, what we want to align ourselves with. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Monday, April 28th. Thank you for being here. So, making room for delight, thinking about Taurus from this earthy perspective, how we connect with our environment, with the world around us, with nature, with the rhythms of life, with beauty. Taurus is the sign that reminds us to take in pleasure through our senses. So, the pleasure of colors, aromas, beauty, texture, tastes, smells, right? Things you can touch, things you can see, things you can hear, music, bird songs. What are the sounds of nature? The sounds of a bubbling brook or the waves crashing at the ocean, right? The beautiful sounds of nature. So, Taurus energy is about how we take in, how we receive information from the world around us through our senses. And we also have today the moon joining up with Uranus. That will take place later in the day, but Uranus is the planet of change, shake up. It's the lightning bolts and earthquakes planet. It's there all the time. And we obviously don't have lightning bolts and earthquakes all the time. But when the moon joins up with it, it is reminding us that there can be openings in our lives, places where those little cracks appear, where the way that we thought things were may not be all that there is to any given story. So, making room for delight means that you are opening your heart through practices like gratitude, being grateful for the natural world, the world around you, the humanness of other human beings. Right? We are messy, we are complicated human beings, and so when we have gratitude for that, we can remember that, hey, this journey of life has a lot to offer. It doesn't always go the way we think it will, but the flavors of ripe fruit, right? Like that can really bring delight, something delicious, something earthy and connected to how things are created in nature. How is how does an ocean wave get created? How does that one wave that you hear crashing on the shore, right? What are all the factors that have to come into play to create that one experience in that one moment? And then it continues on, right? Because those crashing waves go 24 hours. But what about a bird singing? What are all the factors that have to come into play for that bird to sing in that moment, for your ears to hear it and to notice? So this Taurus energy says, notice these places of beauty, these things that life brings, and the way that it brings beauty and pleasure to your experience. So, a practice of gratitude can help you open your heart to these moments of beauty, moments of pleasure, moments of delight. And also, right, we're talking about things that are very tangible, very body oriented. So, eating your food and really taking that extra moment to taste its flavors, to smell the herbs and the spices cooking in your kitchen, just to notice. So it's about noticing, but that very that very physical, body experience is also reminding us that life can have these moments of delight. Life can have these moments where things go our way, where we get the answer we were hoping for, or something even better, where things just work out, where answers arrive, right? We can think of all the ways that things are going wrong, but when we open our hearts to remember that there is this beautiful experience of being human that includes our capacity to be happily surprised, to be delighted, to notice the things that bring us pleasure and that bring beauty into our lives. So take that moment for yourself in your self-care today to notice what information you are receiving about nature, about the universe, about human creativity, right? If you're listening to music that somebody made, that was made by a human being, but it is part of that process of nature, and we are part of nature, and how we create is also part of our natural way of being. So connecting with that nature, remembering that we are capable of being creative beings, and noticing, just doing that by noticing the things that bring beauty, pleasure, and delight into your everyday life. So maybe write some things down, right? And we've done a gratitude practice in the past. This is the Taurus moon cycle month to do your gratitude practice of challenge yourself to write down at least one thing that you're grateful each day. So great time to keep a journal. Think of those things that you are grateful for. Maybe you'll get started and you won't be able to stop because you'll start noticing all the things you are grateful for. So, creating those moments of delight teaches you, and it tells the universe, hey, I am willing to be delighted. I am willing to have this experience of things going my way, of being delightfully surprised. And so we can affirm that for ourselves. We can build it into our daily lives, our practices, our ways of being in the world. And in that, we are opening our hearts to welcome in more of those kinds of surprises that may come from unexpected places and yet still bring beauty and delight into our lives. So those are my thoughts for today. The energy of Uranus can be about shake up and change, but it can also bring in delight in from places we were not expecting it. Thanks so much for being here and working with the Taurus moon energy. You may be interested in checking out my guided meditation for this Taurus new moon, and that is available in the description for this video. It's $15, well worth it. 30 minutes of a focused self-care and sending yourself love and connecting with your own deeper needs and your own deeper truth. I guide you through an experience of connecting with yourself. So how cool is that? And it can awaken your own ability to notice things and bring pleasure into your life. So check out that guided meditation for the Taurus new moon. Thanks so much for being here. I'm Marina Orms. You can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com, and please check out my new member site. It's in the description for this video. Thanks for being here and for being a subscriber. I appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.